The morning of June 14th, 2024 started like any other morning in Los Angeles, but it would become a day the whole world would remember. Sarah opened her eyes in her small, empty apartment and felt the same big stone on her chest that had been there for 2 years. She was 34, but she felt 100 years old. Her curly brown hair had not been brushed properly in weeks. Her eyes were red from crying all night. 2 years and 3 days ago, her daughter Lily, only 6 years old, took her last breath in a white hospital bed while holding Sarah's finger. Lily loved the color purple more than anything. She had a big plastic triceratops named Mr. Dino that she carried everywhere. Sarah still kept Mr. Dino on her pillow every night, but the pillow stayed wet with tears. After Lily left, Sarah's husband Mark started sleeping on the sofa. Then one morning he was gone. He left a yellow sticky note on the fridge. "I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore." The phone calls from friends became shorter and shorter until they stopped completely. The library where Sarah used to read stories to children let her go because she sometimes forgot which book she was reading halfway through. The electricity bill, the rent, the grocery money, everything became too much. Every night Sarah whispered to the ceiling, "Lily, I miss you so much it hurts to breathe." On the morning of June 14th, she woke up and said, "I can't breathe anymore." She put on the old blue jacket that still smelled a little like Lily's strawberry shampoo, took Mr. Dino in her bag just in case, and walked out without locking the door. She walked for almost an hour under the hot sun until she reached Sky Tower, the tallest building she knew, 22 floors of glass and steel. She took the elevator all the way up. Her legs were shaking. When the elevator doors opened, she found the small gray door that said roof access, alarm will sound. She pushed it. No alarm sounded. Maybe it was broken. Maybe the universe wanted her to reach the roof. The wind hit her like a giant hand. The city below looked like a toy town. Cars were tiny. People were ants. Sarah walked to the edge, climbed over the low safety wall, and stood on the narrow concrete ledge. Her sneakers were half in the air. One tiny step, and everything would stop hurting forever. She closed her eyes, felt the wind push her hair, and said, "Lily, Mommy is coming. Wait for me." Down on the street 22 floors below, a little boy eating ice cream looked up and screamed, "Mommy, that lady is standing in the sky." His mother looked up and dropped her shopping bags. Within seconds, dozens of people stopped. Someone shouted, "She's going to jump." Phones came out. Cars stopped in the middle of the road. A young man called 911 with shaking hands. Police cars arrived with screaming sirens. Fire trucks blocked the street. News helicopters flew closer, making big wind with their wings. A police officer used the loudest speaker. "Ma'am, please step back. We are here to help you. You are not alone." But Sarah could not hear properly. The wind was too loud, and the pain in her heart was louder. She only whispered again and again, "I'm tired. I'm so tired." The police captain walked in circles. He told his team, "If we rush the roof, she will jump immediately. We need time. We need someone she will listen to." Everyone felt helpless. The crowd grew bigger. Some people cried. Some prayed. Some recorded videos. Then, through the stopped cars, a black motorcycle came roaring. It did not slow down for anyone. It stopped with a loud screech right in front of the police line. The rider pulled off his helmet. Long black hair flew in the wind. Small black beard. Kind eyes that looked like they had cried 1,000 nights. The whole crowd gasped. Someone shouted, "It's Keanu Reeves." Girls screamed. Phones turned to him. But Keanu did not wave or smile. He looked straight up at the tiny person on the ledge and felt his heart break. He knew that exact pain. When he was 24, his best friend River Phoenix died in his arms outside a club. When he was 35, his baby daughter was born silent. She never cried, never opened her eyes. 1 year later, the love of his life, Jennifer, died in a terrible car accident. Keanu had ridden his motorcycle across America for months, sleeping under bridges, because going home to an empty house hurt too much. He knew what it felt like when the whole world becomes gray and breathing is work. So when he saw Sarah, it was like looking at himself from many years ago. He walked fast to the police captain and said in his quiet voice, "Captain, let me go up. Let me talk to her." The captain replied, "Sir, this is a dangerous situation. We have a special team." Keanu looked up again, eyes wet. "Captain, I'm not going as John Wick. I'm going as someone who has stood on that same ledge in his heart. Please, let me try." Something in Keanu's voice made the captain trust him immediately. He spoke into his radio. Let Mr. Reeves go up alone first. Everyone else stay back. Keanu ran into the building. He pressed the elevator button many times. When the doors opened, he jumped inside and pressed 22. The ride felt like hours. His hands were shaking a little, but he took deep breaths and told himself, just be kind. Just listen. When the doors opened, he walked slowly to the roof door. He opened it very gently, so it would not make noise. The wind pushed him hard. He saw Sarah standing on the ledge, body shaking, tears flying off her face with the wind. Most people would shout, "Don't do it." But Keanu knew shouting scares people more. So he walked slowly, like he was walking toward a frightened deer. When he was only 3 meters away, he climbed over the same low wall and sat down on the ledge right beside her. He let his own legs hang in the empty air, just like hers. Sarah turned fast, eyes wide with fear. Stay back. I will jump right now. Keanu did not move closer. He only gave the smallest, softest smile and said, My name is Keanu, and right now I'm not an actor. I'm just a man who is also very tired sometimes. May I sit here with you for a little while? Sarah stared at him for a long time. She recognized the face from movies, but the eyes looked different, real, sad kind. She did not say yes, but she did not jump. That was enough. For the first few minutes they only sat. Only wind made sound. Keanu looked at the clouds and said gently, That cloud looks like a dinosaur with a long neck. Do you see it? Sarah loved dinosaurs because of Lily. She looked up without thinking and whispered, Brontosaurus. Keanu smiled inside. The first tiny door in her heart opened. After some more quiet minutes, Keanu asked, Do you have a name? She answered in a voice smaller than the wind, Sarah. He repeated, Sarah. That is one of the most beautiful names I ever heard. My sister has the same name. Sarah suddenly shouted through tears. Why are you here? Famous people don't care about people like me. Go away. Keanu looked far away at the ocean on the horizon and answered softly. Sarah, famous people cry too. I lost my little daughter. She was born too early and never opened her eyes. Her name was going to be Ava. Some nights I ride my motorcycle to the beach and talk to the waves, asking if she can hear me. I know exactly how heavy the world can feel. Sarah stopped shouting. She looked at him with new eyes, eyes that saw truth for the first time. You lost a baby too? Keanu nodded slowly. Yes. And I lost my best friend. And I lost the woman I wanted to marry. I know nights when even the air feels too heavy to breathe. For the first time in 2 years, someone understood Sarah's pain completely. Then Sarah started talking. She talked and talked and talked. She told about Lily's first word, Dino. About purple socks, about reading the same dinosaur book 100 times, about hospital smells, about holding Lily's hand when the heart monitor went flat, about Mark leaving, about sleeping on the floor because the bed felt too big, about waking up every morning and wishing she hadn't. Every word was a heavy stone coming out of her bag and falling on the roof. Keanu listened without moving, without checking the time, without looking down at the thousands of phones and cameras. When she finished, he said very softly, Thank you for telling me about Lily. She sounds like the bravest, kindest, most wonderful little girl in the whole universe. I wish I could have met her. Then Keanu told his own stories. He told about the night River Phoenix died in his arms. He told about getting the phone call that Jennifer's car crashed. He told about riding his motorcycle across the desert with no destination because stopping meant feeling everything. He told about keeping a big wooden box full of letters from children who said his movies helped them feel less alone. When the pain feels too big, he said, I opened the box and read one letter. It reminds me that even when I feel broken, I help someone else feel a little less broken. Sarah listened and her crying became quieter. She asked the question she was most afraid of. Does the pain ever go away? Keanu was completely honest. It never goes away completely, Sarah. But one day you wake up and the stone is a little smaller. You can carry it. Then one day you wake up and there is also a tiny flower growing beside the stone. The pain changes into something that makes you softer, kinder. You start noticing small, beautiful things again. A butterfly, a child's laugh, a purple sunset. The pain becomes your teacher. The sun was slowly going down. The sky turned orange, pink, and purple, Lily's favorite color. Sarah looked at the colors and whispered, Lily said she would become a star. Do you think she can see this sunset? Keanu looked up at the first bright evening star and answered with a smile. I know she can see it. And right now she is jumping up and down saying, Mommy, look how pretty I made the sky for you. Please stay and see tomorrow's sky too. Sarah started crying different tears, tears that washed the heart clean. After 43 minutes on the ledge, she turned her body very, very slowly toward the safe side. She looked at the solid roof just one step away and asked in the tiniest voice, "If I try to come back, will you hold my hand?" Keanu reached out his warm, strong hand and said, "I will hold your hand for the rest of my life if you need me to." Sarah put her shaking hand in his. Then she moved one foot back onto the roof. Then the other foot. When both feet were safe, her knees stopped working, and she fell forward. Keanu caught her gently and held her like a big brother holding his little sister after a nightmare. She cried into his chest, and he kept whispering, "You did it, Sarah. You are the bravest person I ever met. I am so proud of you." Lily is dancing in the stars right now. Police officers and doctors ran toward them, but Keanu raised one hand and said softly, "Please, just one more minute." He took off his warm black leather jacket and wrapped it around Sarah's shoulders because she was shaking from cold and shock. He opened his water bottle and helped her drink slowly. A kind woman doctor came close. Sarah got scared again and held Keanu's hand tighter. He said, "It's okay. I will go with you in the ambulance. You will never be alone today, I promise." In the ambulance, Sarah never let go of his hand. Before the doors closed, she asked, "Will I ever see you again?" Keanu took a small piece of paper from the doctor and wrote his real personal phone number. "Anytime, day, night, 3 a.m., Christmas, your birthday, call me. Even if you only want to say today is heavy. I will always answer." Sarah folded the paper and held it against her heart. For the next many weeks, Keanu visited the hospital almost every day. He brought purple roses, purple balloons, and the biggest stuffed triceratops the toy shop had. They sat together and talked about Lily for hours. One afternoon, he showed Sarah funny videos of dogs wearing sunglasses, and she laughed, a real laugh, for the first time in 2 years. When the doctors said Sarah could go home, Keanu quietly found her a small sunny apartment with a little balcony where she could see the stars. He paid the first 6 months' rent and told no one. He only said, "Everyone needs a safe place to heal." 3 months later, Sarah started a support group called Purple Dinosaurs for parents who lost children. Every meeting started with the same sentence: "You are not alone. Someone here understands your heavy stones." The group grew bigger and bigger. Sarah became strong enough to help others carry their bags. 6 months later, she got her dream job again, reading stories to children in a new library that understood pain and gave gentle days. 1 year later, on June 14th, 2025, Sarah returned to Sky Tower. This time she stood on the ground floor with a big smile. She brought 365 purple balloons, one for every day she stayed alive after the ledge. She tied them to the entrance and hung a huge sign. "To the kind man who sat with me when I couldn't sit with myself, thank you, Keanu. Because of you I saw 365 more sunsets. I laughed again. I helped hundreds of moms and dads carry their heavy bags. Lily is shining brighter than ever. Love forever, Sarah and Lily, the brightest star in the sky." That same night, Keanu saw the balloons on the news while eating alone in his quiet house. Tears came to his eyes. He put on his helmet, started his motorcycle, and rode to Sky Tower when the streets were empty and no cameras were watching. He tied one more balloon, black color, to the purple ones and wrote with a marker, "Sarah, you saved me that day too. You reminded me why we stay. Keep shining for both our little girls. Love always, Keanu and Ava." A night guard saw everything and took a photo from far away. The next morning, the photo went all over the world. Millions of people cried happy tears. Thousands wrote messages. "I was going to give up tonight, but now I will stay for one more sunrise. I called my mom because of this story. I will be kinder to strangers from today." Hotlines for sad people received more calls than ever before, but this time the calls were full of hope. Years later, when people asked Keanu about that day, he always said the same simple words: "I just sat with her." Kindness is the strongest superpower we have.
And Sarah, she still has the small piece of paper with Keanu's number. She never needed to call it again because every time life feels heavy, she looks up at the stars, finds the brightest one, and hears Lily's voice. "Mommy, you stayed. I'm proud." If you are reading this and your own bag feels too heavy today, please remember Sarah on the ledge. Remember Keanu who sat without judging. Remember Lily and Ava dancing together among the stars. You are not alone. Your pain is real, but so is tomorrow's sunrise. Reach out. Talk to someone. Hold a hand. Let someone hold yours. There is always, always, always another purple sunset waiting just for you. Be kind. Be gentle. Stay. The world needs your light even when you cannot see it right now.